Hey everybody. Yeah, hello. This is Steve. I know I got a picture of my dog. I figured that maybe y'all didn't want to see my mug today, so I just got a picture of my smoke man. Um, Bear with me because I'm kind of getting used to this a little bit. I thought I had it wired, but evidently I don't. So I might have to monitor Q2 chat because I got it on Google Hangouts and I got it on YouTube. If you guys can hear me right now, I'm on YouTube. I'll get the channel for you real quick. Um, Real quick here, I'm gonna post it to where everybody I think is gonna be posted to. But anyway, we are here today to let's talk about Huntington a little bit. And Like I said, it's up to you guys whatever you want to talk about or whatever. Basically, um, I just put this up here so we can get some feedback. With that, maybe give you guys a chance to talk. Um, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put this up here. Only I don't know. Hold on. I'm gonna go up here and put this up here on the YouTube and see what it is or whatever. Anyway, we're in Huntington News and Chat. Um, we should be live on the Google too. I'm not sure. I'm gonna find out, but we should be on the Google too. Um, so y'all come on in if you get a chance, or just say hi. We've got a chat room. It's right next door. In order to chat, you can go through and um, just type what you got to say, and then you'll be there. Um, it shows me offline. I don't know, but anyway, I'm gonna get back online here tonight. I don't know. Anyway, um, for those that you can that can hear me, um, what we're doing is we're just actually commenting on things that we want to talk about in the city of Huntington. So it's basically up to you guys what you guys want to talk about. We can talk about anything. I will put some parameters in the room. Basically, um, um, first of all, is what's your language a little bit. Uh, it may be offensive to others, even though you don't think so, but it may be offensive to others. So kind of watch it. I'm giving y'all a warning. That's more than Frank here. That's more than Bill Stewart gave me. Um, and So anyway, you kind of watch the water. I'll give you a warning, and if you're getting way out of hand, then I can. I do have the ability to. I do have the ability to delete you. I can do that. um, so I'm going to go ahead and get this posted up here because I think you guys can see it here. Um, it should be live on for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm kind of running a little late, but I got a hunt and peck on this thing, man. I ain't as good as I should be on this thing, but hey, bear with me. I'll get it. Anyway, I wanted to know first of all, I don't know if you guys are tapped over or not, but I want to know if you guys actually heard about the commissioners meeting. I put a post out on that because I got a copy from KTRE. Yeah, they put it out on the video. I don't. Some people told me that they couldn't get the video part; they can only get the audio part. So I'm going to try to go ahead and I'm trying to get that out to you guys as soon as I can. As soon as I find it, basically. um, but like I said, I've been doing a little research today on some things, and I just wanted to get everybody's input on what you guys thought about um, what you guys made about the your opinion was on the uh, I'm typing in here. I'm probably gonna misspell something, so so if I do, I'm sorry. Um, so yeah, I kind of want to get everybody's facts and feedback on what we had um, that happened on the commissioners meeting. I don't know if anybody got a chance to watch that. Like I said, I did post it, um, but like I said, um, I don't know if everybody got the video of it. I'm hoping everybody did because if you did, then you guys will be able to make a determination on that because it was pretty good. That was pretty good. It was pretty good information. Him and Mr. Sanchez got to go. I think it's Scar. I guess I don't know, the judge. Him and Mr. Sanchez got into it back and forth and calling each other a bunch of names and everything. And uh, I don't think that they each. I don't think they each that they get along too well together. I don't know. I'm just saying that looks like what I might be hearing or whatever. So, but that was just my opinion. Um, so, like I said, I'd like to get everybody's feedback on what you guys thought about that. Um, I'm trying to get it on my thing here so I can pull it up so I can give you guys some. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Let me see what happens there. No, I don't want to go there. I don't know about that either. Anyway, um, but I think maybe I'll try to get this YouTube thing up here live. Anyway, I'm live on Google. If anybody can hear me, I don't know. It says I'm live. It says I'm broadcasting. So anyway, we're just going with it or whatever. So hopefully somebody will jump in. If you do, great. You know, well, hey, you know, maybe you can just listen. Whatever you want to do. But what we've got going on now is the fact is that we've got an issue with it looks like um, with the county also having budget problems, and they're not going to authorize a raise down there. Um, Sanchez wanted to add 6 officers to what we've got going on right now, but they don't have it in the budget. So with that being said, then um, if it's not in the budget or they don't have force in the budget, then they're going to actually basically not be able to tell you they're not going to be able to afford it, which everybody knows that everybody's kind of feeling the crunch on that one. And basically, the proposal was 6 officers and believe 4 vehicles or 3 vehicles, 3 vehicles or 4. I'm not really for sure about the vehicles. Anyway, I think it came out where they were going to have to raise taxes. I think the figure that they came out with a couple of cents. Couple of cents per resident. Now, that may not sound like a lot to you, or maybe too much to you. I don't know, but what we're looking at is the fact is that um, they're not going to authorize 6 officers. Um, they even tried to get it down to to 1, agreeing on 1, and they couldn't even do that. So. Um, with that being said, I mean that just tells us all that uh, we got a budget problem all around. I mean, we got to find out, you know, how much of a problem that we have here. They didn't give a figure of how much that they were off budget um, in in the city. They all they did was they came out and said they were under budget and that they were having to try to make up for it, just like we are here in Huntington. And with that being said, I mean, you got a definite money flow problem here in Huntington. and also in Angelina County, which I think everybody pretty much knows that that's the truth. I mean, we've all, it's not that we've, this is first time we've heard about it. We have heard this on from many cities, from many municipalities, and it's not just us; it's a lot of individuals. Now, where this brings up the subject is what I want to touch on. Is the fact is that um, we are witnessing. We are witnessing those that are other that the county is considering cutbacks. Now, I don't know why um, that we didn't do that to begin with or consider that because before we did a tax raise. I don't know. I mean, is that something that we want to consider, or is that something that we don't want to consider? I don't know. And this right here is an issue because basically, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to come up with $3 million somewhere. Now, that number is disputed. It's not that we don't have anything that says it's less than 3 million. And we're looking at right now that, to be honest, it's pushing 4 million, but I don't think anybody really wants to admit that. But all of the feedback we've gotten on this is that we're inching towards 4 million. So we're looking at $3 million right now and counting. I mean, we're like that deficit for the United States. You know, it just keeps going up and up and up. You know, and everybody just keeps pushing it aside. But we really ain't going nowhere with it. I mean, we've got an issue with we're behind on bills, and I think that maybe the reason why that this is compounded is because the fact is that Bill Stewart said that, first of all, he told me that it was due to the fact that we didn't calculate or correctly figure the budget on the raises of the insurance for our retirees and also the cost of living. He now comes back and says, no, that's not true. That he never said that. You know, I don't know. I mean, it was in a meeting with individuals. Julie Davis was there. Sheriff Epperly was there. Miss Austin was there. A lot of people were there, and I don't know why that we have to continue to go around by saying that people say something and they don't mean something, and then they say something and then they don't admit to it. Or I don't know why that we can't have just one public statement for everybody to come out and just say, you know, that, hey, this is what it is. This is what it's about, you know, and this is what we need to do to fix it. You know, we don't have too many of those people that are like that. They're coming, that are saying, this is how we're going to fix it. And I think that's where we need to start. We need to start in a lot of places, but that is one place that we definitely need to make an improvement on, because at any time you can go ahead and figure out that, like I said, we have a problem with our budget, and we haven't yet received any kind of information on how we're going to solve it. I mean, that would be a question that we'd all would like to have answered. What is our plan going forward? You know, what do we have that we're going to do to make it better, or what's our overall plan? What's our end game here? And what are we actually trying to accomplish on this? and how are we going to get about it? Basically, it's just down to the point of where it's how are we going to do this, and for that reason, we have to kind of judge. The fact is that we're not getting any solid answers on that. Um, are concise answers. We ask a lot of questions, and a lot of us have questions, and we just can't seem to get them answered. Um, and this is this has to be, or has to come up to a point to where we demand answers. I mean, uh, we've got people who are telling us that all you find dandy, but when push comes to shove, it's not. Um, and we just want to know why. I mean, what is going on? I mean, that's one of our questions. Now we have the other issue. The fact is that um, um, yeah. So basically, what the bottom line is this: is that we've got issues out there that everyone is starting to ask questions, and me myself included. I have asked questions, and I've gotten Freedom of Information Acts on everything, and I can't tell you guys how important it is to utilize that Freedom of Information Act. Uh, this is one of the best ways that we're going to find um, answers. Now, with that being said, we're going to have to find out the answers by ourselves. So that means we've got to do a lot of um, looking and finding for ourselves um, what this all entails. I mean, because I found out when I just had original one question, and that original one question was, uh, why, I got to turn that down, don't I? Okay. Okay, I turn that down now. I can hear you. But no, the issue is that um, we've got um, questions, and we can find them out through our Freedom of Information Act. However, the fact is that we've got to do the research. We've got to go in, and we've got to look at it, and we've got to say, okay, this is the way it is. This is what's going on. And come up with questions. Um, and we answer those questions, and that's the reason why I kind of want to go on live. And I don't know if I'm doing any good, but anyway, y'all guys can always listen to it later. But the information that we're getting, and it just doesn't make sense because we hear two different things or three different things, and then we also hear, um, you know, stories being changed, and then we hear the hearsay, and everybody's hearsay and all this, and it's like that's just not doing us any good, people. I mean, we are not um, helping our cause. Let's put it that way, by the fussing and the fighting and the disagreements that maybe we've had for a long time with each other, and that's just not getting anything done. And that's what I kind of want to alleviate today, because um, we can see the product of that with our with basically what we're looking at as far as the city council. I mean, not only our city council, but uh, sorry, it takes a little, but also with our county. Everybody in the county is having the same issues, and we all just think we can't even agree to disagree. That's uh that's a dang shame. And at least that's what we should be able to do, no matter what. If we don't agree with somebody, at least we should be able to disagree with them. Um, but like I said, that's something that's not in our repertoire, I guess, to do this. So we need to make a change. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we've got to change the way we're doing things. I mean, we've got to come up with something that works to where we can all get questions answered in a forum that can understand the answer, and we can all basically look at it and say, okay, this is our problem. This is how we got to fix it. I don't know what it is going to take to get everybody together to start asking questions. There's a couple of people that have gotten to me and asked me point blank, and they said, you know, Steve, how can we get answers for ourselves so we can do our own research? How can we do that, you know, and learn the questions that we have? Because I can't possibly answer everybody's questions. I'm sorry, guys, I just can't. But I try, but I really can't. Um, but you have these questions, and if you have these questions, then the action it would be is the fact is that, you know what, ask that question to the city council, because we're not getting the answers basically from the city council, but we have access to those. We have access to um, those documents by the Freedom of Information Act. And with that, it goes on by saying that we've got to utilize that way to look up, for us to look up information that we have questions on. And what I mean by that is the fact is that where I started was the fact is I had one question, and everybody wants to say, you got a ticket and you're ticked off. And no, I wasn't it. I mean, I was speeding. I got a ticket and I paid the speeding ticket. I haven't been worried about that. But really what happened was is that me and my wife were sitting here watching a TV show. I'm trying to. Nice weather. The wind was blowing through the. It was nice. But I couldn't hear the dang TV show because I had six cop cars going by in an hour. And I asked myself, I said, well, dang, I said, we only got 2,000 people in town. How many are they going to arrest tonight? You know, how many people can we possibly arrest? So my issue was pretty much the same, is that what the heck, what the heck's going on? You know, what's really going on here? And I really couldn't get any answers to that. I didn't know why that was. We had so many responses, you know, and just an hour and a half, and I was like, man, you know what, something seriously going on. You don't get the opportunity here in Huntington to get a scanner. You can get a scanner out of Lufkin. They do a scanner, and they do scanners for Angelina County and for county like that. But for Lufkin, you can even get one scanner out of Zavala that keeps you up on the fire department and everything like that. And I kind of mentioned that to the chief. And why don't we have something like that so people can monitor, you know, where they're going, you know, what's going on, first of all. And then the next is so we can stay away from the area, but we also kind of know what's going on. I mean, we deserve to have that. You know, we should be able to know what's going on. And not for the looky-loos. Well, I'm just going to track all the looky-loos. Well, you know, I mean, maybe so, but then again, there's some things that we need to know, and we don't need to get in the way. But what I found is that through my travels here is that if we look at the news right now, Main Street media or whatever, but something happens and it was 4 hours ago, and you know, if you're in an affected area, you know, you don't know what's really happening and what's really going on. So I get a lot of scanners on my computer, and I get a lot of information that way. And with that in mind, I try to go to get the information that I can as fast as I can. And my other channels, oh, concerns. Okay, I got you guys now. Hey, concern, how you doing? Yeah, Yeah, hi, Conservative. And I finally got the message there, man. Yeah, I got you, bro. I'm sorry. Yeah, it might be me and you watching, but hey, brother, we got to start off somewhere. But no, to answer your question, no, I'm not going to run for city council. No, sir, I'm not. And people ask me that all the time, and I say, no, I'm not, because I've already got a government job. And they, oh, what do you do? What are you, what are you working or whatever? Um, I say, well, my job as a citizen, and my job is to make sure they're doing their job right. And I take that pretty, I take that pretty seriously, um, because the fact is that there's got to be some accountability for everyone. I mean, if you're an official of the city, it doesn't really matter if you're, whatever job that you're on, and that you're doing, you're held accountable by your boss. I mean, you have to do this. Um, and oh, ask what are you going around city? No, your video is broadcasting. I'm sorry if it's not. It should be. If not, you can catch me in the chat. I hope it is. Please tell me, guys, if y'all can't hear. Well, how the hell you gonna tell me if I can't? Can you see me or whatever? But anyway, no. Catch your question. No, sir. I'm not going to run for city council. That that to me is not my objective. My objective basically is the fact is that I want to do what's best for Huntington, and I've gotten this a lot. A lot of people will say, well, "What do you get out of it?" And the first thing I think of, that's kind of a shame, but that's kind of gives you an answer of what Huntington's been through. That they're kind of browbeaten to where everybody, you got to look at everybody like a snake and look at them sideways to see what they actually what they're in it for. What's in it for you? Well, to be honest, guys, there's really nothing in it for me. I mean, I do all this. I mean, there's people that charge for the YouTube and all that. I don't do that. It's free for me, and you give me something to do. But other than that, the issue is that I do it because it's the right thing to do. I mean, we here. What's my opinion on fracking in the environment? Well, based on my studies, and now correct me, I may be totally out there, but there's an issue with fracking to the point to where it has been proven, or there's been actually places that have been affected seriously by fracking. Now, how does that occur? Because we don't see it all over the place. However, the fact is that I believe that we need to do more environmental studies on the before we start fracking, on what the impact of that fracking would be um, in that certain area. I mean, because we know that there's different materials in every ground you go through, from East Texas, West Texas, all the way out. So we need to get an actual environmental study that says how this is going to affect um, your area, your city, your county, or whatever, to actually make an educated decision. Um, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. All I know is that it does have its benefits. I think that something that has that much benefits, I think it needs to be looked into forward. Make sure that we're not um, damaging our environment that much because of that. Did that answer your question? But I will say, on that fact also, I will kind of get off the subject from fracking. Um, in my studies, I've looked around the areas of uh, our area, Huntington and beyond, and basically what I found out is we've got um, an issue with everybody and their water, um, and most of it's all centralized to that certain area or whatever. But one of the very big concerns that we have is the fact is that we do have an issue with petroleum products and where they're disposed. I mean, and this is evidence showing in our water. There was some radiation found in our water. It was a concern, but I don't know about you, but man, when I hear radiation, I go off the deep end. And I fully suggest or would love for everybody to comply with getting the freedom of information, look in with TCEQ, look into everybody what's going into our water. And we have to say, just like with the fracking, we have to stay ever vigilant on what's going on, not only to our environment, but what's happening to our entire community, and what basically what decisions are we making that's going to affect our future. Because whether we like it or not, I mean, Highway 69 is going to come through here. Something it's a good thing, something a bad thing. I lean either way. I mean, I look at it as an opportunity one way, because it's going to bring, I hope that it would bring more business. But on the other hand, you know, it's going to take away from that hometown, kind of that hometown atmosphere, you know, of everybody knows. Yeah, Constellation of Mars. Oh, okay, Constellation of Mars. I don't know. I mean, I ain't never been there. I don't know. I don't know. You know what? Based on my research, I don't want to go there. I don't like red anyway, so I don't like going up there. I don't like going up to a red planet. I can't see that. But living conditions outside the Earth, I don't know. But if I was going to pick a place, I'd look at my oceans that we got. We got plenty of room in the ocean. We can we can put some colonies down there if we can figure out how to do it. I think it'd be cheaper than going to Mars anyway, but that's just me. Um, but uh, oh, no, I like the Huntington Red Devils. I'm glad you brought that up, man. I really am. I don't have any kids of myself. Well, not grown kids that are playing football or whatever, but I do. I go down to I do go down to football games, and I'll go down to see the girls play, and I try to make every event. The thing about it is, it's kind of hard to figure out who's playing when and where, because the only thing you get on the marquee up here is it's a great day to be a Red Devil, or you know, it's something like that. I'd rather they just post a football game. No, I am not a Hudson fan. I am not a Hudson fan. A matter of fact, my dad was he coached at Bullard for a while, and no, I'm not a big Hudson fan. My brother played against Hudson in baseball, and really, to be honest with you, I don't know too much about him. I'm just now I'm from Buena, Texas, which is down south. So, well, I tell you this, man, about chewing tobacco. Let's put it this way. You know what? If you don't, you know what? I've been dipping for so long, maybe people can't tell me, and I don't believe that. You know what? I don't believe that that's actually any kind of law or whatever. But I tell you this right now, I've been, and I haven't got talked to about, because I don't spit. So you know, but I did go to a football game. I do. I like the program a little bit. Um, I'd say I'll put it this way though. We got some balls on there last year. Boy, they got hit a lot. I don't know if that means anything, but they got hit a lot. So hopefully we'll do a little bit better. We got a pretty good team, I guess. Baseball team's really good, but our softball girls, they're known for everything around here, and I tip my hat to them, because the softball program is really a mainstay of our town, and we're something that's one of the subjects that we can go to when we go around Southeast Texas or whatever. We can always say, hey, you know, I'm from Huntington, and the first thing they say is, oh, you got the softball team. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. So I figured if they're gonna talk about the softball team, I figured I have to go up there and play and watch them play, and I did. But like I said, we need to focus really on a lot of things in our high school. I not that we have any problems there. I just would like to see also it well rounded to not only just involve sports, but also you know, our chess team, our robotics team, you know, science stuff, because that's what America is missing right now. We don't have enough scientists. We don't have enough individuals going in those things. I know we got I know we got some smart kids here in Huntington. I mean, and they could actually apply it, and they could actually get a scholarship in that area as well. It's a little more difficult, but um, then again, you know, we look at what the cost is for doing that or whatever, and I don't think it would be that much. I mean, support your chess club. I mean, I don't play chess, but shoot, I play checkers. Yeah, there you go. I play. I'm a checkers fella, yeah, but I did well. I ain't no good at it, but I did play chess. It was it's one of the things I did when I was in the military for me to start thinking like 5 steps ahead. That's one thing that I did. I like to play chess. I didn't say I won. Okay, I didn't say I won. Now I just said that I play. There's a difference. I'm still one of those guys that says, what does this one do? I still call him the horse. You know, I mean that's how good I am. But anyway, I'm just giving chess an example. I mean, we should promote all of the opportunities we have for our kids to branch out. The FFA for one, you know, Future Farmers America, um, places like that. We can also show our support to them, and also have other avenues where people can actually perform. Um, I do challenge you though, whoever listen. I challenge you. I just watched a movie. It was called uh, 13 Reasons Why. Yeah, and that really kind of struck me. That was a very good movie. Once again, it's 13 Reasons Why, and it's on Netflix. And the reason why I'm promoting it is because I know I don't have my sister playing in it. No, don't think that. No, but reason why is because it allows individuals that haven't been in high school in a while, like me, but to see what these kids are going through pressure wise at their school and things like that, and you'll be surprised. You'll be surprised, and it's kind of eye opening to see if you look at it from the other side about the kids how they're coming through school and stuff like that. So, and there's a lot of things we can do as a community to make high school or middle school a little bit easier. And one of those things is community being involved in the community. I mean, being involved in whatever's happening at school. Everybody get involved, you know. So, um, yeah, but like I said, I played chess, but I didn't win a lot. Well, if I won a lot, it's about. I don't know if I ever won any. I don't know, but I played a lot, but I didn't win. So, I had one guy checkmate me. I think about 5 or 6 moves. I don't know, but anyway, while we're talking about a subject on the school, let me bring this up real quick. Is that I put out a post regarding our police department and our constables department and basically our sheriff's department, which is a topic of discussion in that meeting. And I kind of wondered by talking to the chief, and I kind of got this impression that they're not really well equipped in stuff that they need to be prepared for, like the current threats or whatever. And the answer I got back was, well, this is Huntington. It never happens here. I said, okay, you're probably right. I don't know how much percentage, but you're probably right. But then I go to the school and then I interview or I talk to those guards that are over there. They're armed, you know, and their attitude is totally different. It is, you know, not if it can happen here. It's just that if it does happen here, they're ready. And I think that's the attitude that a lot of people want to take. That what if it does happen here? Are we prepared? And I'm not talking about terrorism. I'm talking about a hurricane. I'm talking about anything that blows through here that's going to affect a community like that. Are we prepared by a city to really react and actually help the citizens out? And that's something that you know a lot of people fail to answer or whatever. But I only got one person watching now. But you know what? It's okay. But I'll keep it going here for a little while, see if anybody wants to come in. I recently I went to I had a funeral I went to. It was my aunt, and I got to see, you know, my cousins and, you know, some people that I ain't seen in a while. And I got to thinking back a little bit too about, you know what, these kids of Huntington, they really don't understand that they make a difference, and I don't really understand, and I don't know if if they're getting all of the things that they need from the city. I mean, um, so I don't know what avenue we can do better to promote our school kids and what they're going through. I'm a big time believer, and the fact is that we should do everything we can for our kids because they're our future. And I have a friend of mine who was stating the fact, and I really didn't understand it when she said it, but she said, my kids graduated from Huntington. They went off and they come back and they live here now. And I'd like to believe that it's the same place that it was. They remember, um, and I would hope that would be the uh, the contention. Um, but getting back to our Huntington and getting back to where we're at as far as issues that I wanted to discover or cover is like I said, I don't have any aspirations to run for city council. I don't have um, any any desires, I guess is what I want to say, to uh, to run. And it's not because I would be ducking the issue. It would be the fact is that I have more important things to do. I mean, and we've got to have people that are watching and make sure they're doing what they do, and then um, we need to make sure that somebody's looking out for all of Huntington, and I take that um, I take that with pretty much a serious attitude because I don't like to see people doing something wrong to other people, and especially when people can do something about it. Um, as I stated, I moved here from Seattle. I'm born and raised in Buchanan and Lumberton, but I just recently moved back here with my wife to from Seattle after I did my tour in the Army, and I was in the Marine Corps first, then in the Army. But anyway, and I had based based on what I had found and what I knew from the past, it was that Huntington was a good place to settle down, a good retirement community. It was a good gateway to the Sam Rayburn, and I wanted to be close to the lake, me and my wife. But I still wanted to have that East Texas kind of flavor. You kind of miss that after a period of time being gone around the world. So I did. I moved here, and then I got here, and then I started being involved, and I started going to city council meetings, and I started listening, see how I could contribute um, to to Huntington, and can I help do something? In what area could I do something in that would be productive? Um, and I just pretty much believe it. So it's just being a good citizen of Huntington and actually doing something that um, is good for not only the city but also for the residents. Because I'll be honest with you. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go when you move to Southeast Texas. I mean, you just got some good people down here, and that's what I missed traveling abroad, was just good people. But like I said, I kind of noticed that hey, something not right. Like I said, this all started with one issue, was that um, I couldn't watch a TV show one night, and I researched into it. When I reached into it, one question led to 20, and then I started looking stuff up through my Freedom of Information Act, and I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I challenge everyone to request the documentation, get it, whatever your question is. I mean, if I can't answer it, or if you just want to email me or something along those lines, I will get back to you. And if I don't know the answer right then, I can find out. I have done research and found places where I can get, and I've learned a lot. Um, and with that, it opens up the opportunity for people in Huntington to chat to discuss these situations and not just, go off of hearsay. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not downing that at all. I grew up in Southeast Texas, and I know all the stuff that goes on in a small town. Um, so I'm not trying to get away from that. I'm not trying to say there's anything wrong with that. What I'm trying to do is make people realize that, you know what, we can be better. We can be better at what we do. We can be better at every day, because first step to solving a problem is realizing that we have a problem. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how to break this to you. I think I've already said it, but we're $3 million in debt. We've got a main sewer line leak was going right through the middle of town. We've got questionable water now because of the sewer leak, and I don't understand why the government, our city officials, can't make the correlation between sewer in the ground, sewer in the water. I mean, come on. I mean, I didn't go to college, and shoot, I could even make that determination. Or at least I'd say ask myself, I'm like, is there something in my water? There's leaking sewer. Is it in my water? So that comes to the question, and then a lot of people that I talk to from Huntington that have been here, lived there forever. They're like, it's just like it used to be. I mean, we used to be better, you know. Um, and it's very difficult right now to fathom being better, because what we're trying to do is we're just trying to tread water, hold on to what we got. Um, and that's okay. I mean, we don't want to lose what we have. I mean, at least we want to break even. But if we look at the numbers, that's not the case. I mean, our property values, I don't know if you own property, or pretty much everybody does based on statistics, but your property values ain't going up. We've got to raise taxes to pay for this deficit, which is 3 million. Like I said, going on 4 million. Who knows? So there's some definitely difficult and hard decisions that we're going to have to make, or we're going to have to make it for ourselves. And they're not going to be popular. I mean, nobody wants to raise taxes. But I don't see another way out of getting away from getting out of this deficit. And I'm sure not seeing any way that the city council is even addressing if there's other ways. I mean, what do we need to do? Do we need to start some kind of fund drive? Do we need to start, what do we need to do to get this deficit that they cause back in perspective, I guess. The issue too is that our city council right now has so much on their plate that what they're doing is they're just putting out spot fires. And the problem with that is that we're not being proactive. In other words, we are not being to the point to where we're predicting what's wrong and then having a plan to fix it. We're just finding out what the problem is when putting a band-aid on it. It'll get better in the morning, it'll get better. But it never does. I mean, we've been called out here recently. We just got called out for the fact is that we were going to initiate an agreement that we had with Nature's Water District, or Nature's River Authority. Yeah, Nature's River Authority. And we were going to continue an agreement to where we could actually pay for their material, pay for their vehicle, or pay for the equipment, pay for the gas, and pay their employees that were responsible for doing improvements here at Huntington. Well, I don't know about you, but I know it don't sound right to me either. But the fact of the matter is that no, you can't do it. And a judge came down and said, you know what, you can't do that. It's against the law. So that's where we're catching up. And then what the funny thing was is that we went back and they announced that the city council was going to make it a big surprise, but it backfired. And apparently the judge stepped in and said, no, you know what, you can't do that. It's against the law. conflict of interest. A lot of things that I don't think our city council knew that, that was against the law. But come to find out, they're not going to allow it. And the only reason why I bring this up is because it amazes me is that the only argument that we're going to come back with is, well, that's the way we've always done it. And I hate to be the one to tell people whatever, but things change, and hopefully they change for the better. But we see right now with the numbers and the way we're heading or whatever, that the way we always done it just ain't working out. We need to find a better way to do some of these things, and some changes have to be made. I mean, we have to come together as a group, and we have to start initiating these changes, and we need to start from square one. I mean, from one person to the next person to the next person to the next person. But we need to get on board, and we need to start making some changes, because if we don't, then we're going to go further in debt. And ladies and gentlemen, while I'm here, I'll address the situation. We can't get another grant. Okay, we will not qualify for another grant. And the reason why is because, take it for example, a grant is just like a credit card. Okay, you know that FICO score you get? Well, a grant is basically given to you by some entity in the state that wants to make the state better. They want to be able to by giving this money away. They want to be able at the end of the day say, look, we gave Huntington this amount of dollars, and look what they did with it. Look what positive things they've done with it. Well, this has not been the case with all the grants that we've received over a period of time. And they're snake bit, because the fact that they don't want to invest in Huntington, because we're on the downhill slide, and then whatever money they invest, then it can't be for sure that it's going to go for the benefit of the state of Texas and benefit of overall. And that's something that we have to address. A lot of people have said that what we've got to pay for our debt, and if we're using our grants, and which I'm not going to say that we are, but there's something happening to grant money, and I don't know what it is, because we're not getting any bang for the buck. I mean, we get grants and our roads are still screwed up. We get grants, and basically the issue is that nothing gets fixed. I mean, the reason why we got the grant, that wasn't being fixed. So sooner or later, people just say, you know what, we ain't gonna give that money to them. We ain't gonna do nothing with it. We're not gonna do anything good about it. Good with it. So it's not the way that we prepare the grants. I've heard that because we can't write a grant correctly. Well, that's not it potentially, because the fact is, what it is about the numbers that we put in those grants. We have to realize that when we put down on paper these figures, they got to make sense to these people that are issuing these grants. And like we've all come to know, that sometimes our numbers and what's being told, they don't really make sense. And case in point, because the fact is that we're already so much under budget. I mean, I've said it before. You might as well take that budget for this year, and you might as well just chunk and use it for paper somewhere, because we're so far off that budget. We're not even close, and we're in the third quarter of the year, and we're not even close to making up the amount of money that we should, or should be able just to break even. We're already, if we're $3 million in debt, if we end up like we're going to be close to 4 or 4.5. But that depends on who you listen to, who's doing the talking. Now, I want to address the rate hike real quick. And I think I've gone over this, but I want to address this real quick. I know personally, and I like I said, if you put a Freedom of Information Act for all the city council meetings in 2017, this will verify exactly what I said. What I'm saying. City manager of Huntington came out and made a presentation, small presentation to the city council members, saying that we were working on a number 3 well, and that number 3 well, there was not any guarantee that it was going to hold, and that if this number 3 well broke, then we would have to be forced to drill another well. Now he come up with a figure of $1.3 million. Now I don't know where he got this number, because he didn't produce no bids, he didn't produce no environmental, so he didn't produce nothing, just his word. But he made council and the members think, council and the visitors think, that, you know, we need to have all this money by 2020, because if something bad happened, then that we were not going to be able to pay for it. We don't be able to pay for this drill, this well. Well, come to find out, there was no well that he spoke of. This was just a way of swaying the city council members voting, creating a sense of urgency to get it on the agenda to raise the taxes on our sewer and on our water. I can't say no more about this, but we just put a rate hike on water that's questionable. And we did not know at the time that water was questionable, and the city council did not know at the time that there was no $1.3 billion needed. To this point right now, there's not even the well being completed. So how do we know if it ain't going to hold if it ain't even been completed? So that was one thing that really disturbed me. Now, the facts of the matter is this: I think I posted it, but I'll go on record in saying this: is that on the 27th, if you request a meeting at the 27th of the city council meeting, you won't receive one. Or if you do, then good for you, because the city of Huntington told the city attorney that they didn't exist, and they either erased them or they taped over them. Now, this was the meeting to where this is where it's important. This is the meeting where number 3 on the agenda was discussing the fees on the baseball fields. This was already approved and run by TxDOT, who owns that field. So that number 3 item was actually okayed. However, at this time, the mayor and the city manager wanted to add verbiage to this item of stating that girls can't play softball on Sundays. Sunday mornings is what they were discussing. Nobody ever really knew what came up of it, because the fact is that at that time, when I listened to this, you can't do this against law, because I don't know what your religious opinion is, and that really doesn't. I mean, that really isn't the point. The point of the fact is that you can't dictate to somebody when they can be on city property when they can't, and you can't tie it to religion. I don't know. How do we know that there's some people that don't follow the Sabbath day? Or call it another way. I don't know. But anyway, this was against the law, and for me speaking up against this, which was not a disturbance, hopefully that maybe we can get this. I have a copy of the tape, and there's others that do as well. I provided to my attorney, and we haven't heard anything back yet. So I guess the city attorney is stepping and fetching right now. So this is where we're at. We are at the level of, it's time that we either get together or we fall. individually. This impact that we're having right now is going to reflect on different groups at different times in different ways. I don't know, but that rate hike for the sewer and water, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I know people, friends of mine, that, you know what, they live off of a budget. And, you know, that $10 could be, you know, a meal, or it could be, you know, something for their kids, or something they need, you know, because there's many households out there that they got to go by a budget, and that budget, you can't really get too far off on that budget. You know what? And you can pay the bill. And that's basically what happened to Huntington. We can't pay our bills. That's just the truth be said. That's why we had to have a rate hike, because that $1.3 million was all bullshit. The fact of the matter is, you know what? It was just to pay our bills. So I think that should be investigated about the misappropriation of funds. I need to find out. I'd like to find out why that our city council members, 5 of them, have a credit card raised at $10,000. I want to know why and who actually pays for that, and do we just pay interest only, or do we pay the full amount? See, there's one thing, ladies and gentlemen, that people can't fathom, and they can't get it through their head. Is the fact is, it doesn't matter what you believe. Okay, you got to prove it. So if I go out and spend $253 on a dinner, okay, I gotta prove what I spent it on and who I took to dinner. I don't know if one of any city council members can eat $253 in just one sit. How many people did he take out to dinner? I'm sure I wasn't on the list. So be it as any way, people who talk and who don't want to listen, or are people who choose not to turn in, that's okay. That's not my point. My point is that I'm actually speaking out. I'm actually bringing up points. I will continue to do research. I will continue to show the facts, and I will offer my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. That's fine. I still have the opportunity to say so. And like, I do my best to accept yours, even though sometimes it makes me angry. I think the worst thing that ever told me was, I was describing being disabled and being a vet, and all about some of the veterans that went before me, and got this request, or I got this post back, and it said, "Suck it up, Buttercup." Okay. Well, I took that comment and I went down to the VA and DFW, and they didn't really like what that person had to say. Basically, what it was said was, "Suck it up, Buttercup." But I wonder if you could say face to face that man is putting on a leg to get out of his van, or he can make an appointment. He hides it behind the door so he don't embarrass nobody. Because he knows people will get offended if they see his leg. Suck it up, Buttercup also means that guy that is waiting every day for workout time so he can get up on those legs and see if he can walk today. But what I tell him, suck it up, Buttercup. And we won't even mention the individuals who are downrange you forgot about in Afghanistan, some places where they ain't supposed to be. Had one MRE, had one MRE today. Been up for 16 hours. Suck it up, Buttercup. And people wonder why veterans have this reaction. So if you want to know the truth and you want to know why, it's because the fact is that I actually stand up for a city of people that I don't even know. Half the people don't even like me. Well, the answer is there's nothing in it for me. I'm $1,500 in the hole with my case fund. And it really doesn't matter, because the fact is I know it's the right thing. It should be done. I ain't asking you for thank yous. I don't ask you. I don't ask for any compliments, any monetary. I don't ask for any perks. I don't ask for nothing from anybody. To go in and inform everyone, you individuals, let you know my status, where I'm coming from. So I'll just say this real quick. A person who said "suck it up, Buttercup," our veterans took offense. They didn't particularly care for the way you worded that. They sure will remember. Suck it up, Buttercup. Because when they read that on my post, I don't care how many veterans there was in that room. I was pretty good many. Jim has prosthetics, couldn't get away. I had to roll around in a wheelchair. Some of them didn't even know that they were there. But when we mentioned when they mentioned that quote from Huntington, I said, "Suck it up, Buttercup." I'll guarantee you one thing: every veteran in that room, despite their disability, got up, want to come looking for you. So you can talk about me all you want. You can say things that are crazy. You can say whatever you want. See, it don't matter to me. I'm gonna do the right thing. Just wait, you'll see. This ain't fun. This ain't over far from it. But I want you to ask yourself, there was a member of your community who just said to a bunch of veterans, "Suck it up, Buttercup." That's sad. And when I made that statement, that's exactly how we get treated in Huntington. Some people don't feel that way. Some people do. Some people want to forget about a war that they don't remember. They don't want to. But I can just let you know if that's the way you feel. I don't recommend you going to a VA or VFW or talking to a vet saying, "Suck it up, Buttercup." They're going to do the rest. At that point in time, when that person said it, and then the way they said it, that moment in time, I was afraid to be, I was ashamed to be from Huntington or live here. See a lot of things that aren't right. I see a lot of things that are going on and nobody fights for it. Nobody just assumes they're right. We got people that identify the problem, but instead of solving it, they just get used to it. We have very few many people that see a solution. There are a lot of people that'll complain about the taxes and are their water bill going up, sewer bill going up, all this money that city's hauling. Come city hall meeting, nobody shows up. So I asked, whose fault is that? I don't know. Maybe we should think about this. So anyway, I guess I'm done. I pushed maybe 2 or 3 people. That's about all I can do, I guess, for tonight. But thank you for listening and thank you for commenting. I want to thank us, Concerned Citizen, and I want to thank Concerned Citizen. Hey, dude, maybe you come back. My Concerned Citizen, I don't know if woman, man, I don't want to be sexist. I'm going to get called out for that. But anyway, come back and see me next weekend. I'm going to try to do these once every few days. Maybe somebody somewhere will listen. That's all you can hope for these days. I'm out. Hello, everybody.